Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Amanda and today I am doing my Scrap-A-Sketch design team layout and playing along with Reindeer Games. So it is a Tic Tac Toe month full of sketches for Scrap-A-Sketch. This is my sketch, and then there is also a bingo Tic Tac Toe board to go with it, and so that is the challenge. And then for Reindeer Games, it's using snippets of lyrics on your layout. So, and that is Creative Chaos in Tennessee, and I pulled out all these pictures of the same Christmas morning. I've already scrapbooked a few of them on a layout that I did in a class, and so I'll show you that in a second. I pulled those out. I'm not going to use them. This is the stuff that I've pulled out that I'm going to use. So this is Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Believe. And oh, so pretty. So I loved this so much with doing this class that I did and did a few layouts that I had to buy it, a lot of it. So I have quite a bit of it. So I'm going to speed this up as I get this going. This is going to be a companion page for that one that I showed you. It is not going to be a perfect match, but it'll work. This red piece of cardstock is as close as I could get to the shade that I used on the class because I don't have that textured cardstock, and I'm just going to go with it. It is what it is. I didn't want too much pattern on here, so. And for the tic-tac-toe board, I'm going to go across the top with handwriting and stars and wood veneer or wood. So, and there we go, got this. I'm cutting it at 10 and 2, and notice how my blade is not staying in my cutter. So I said this last week. It's getting even more annoying. So it used to stay in when it was in the center. It's not even doing that. I have asked for a new cutter for Christmas, so you'll have to bear with me till maybe Christmas. And if not, then I will do Christmas for myself. You notice how I knocked my camera? My apologies. So I have moved my screen over to adjust for that, even though now it's a little not straight on. I will fix that in a minute and then move my screen back over for where my zoom is. My apologies. I don't even know how I did it, but actually I kind of do. I knocked my iPad on the ground and it pulled the cord, and it is what it is. So I cut that background piece of pattern paper that's a polka dot in the brown. It is what's mats speaking. It mats my photos on my other page. So I thought I'd use it. I mathed wrong, so it's 9 inches long, and I made it 4 inches wide, because 9 inches long, if I did 2.5, would be about 3/4 of an inch on each side, and then 2.5 plus I don't know where I went wrong, but anywho, so this is doing what I'm doing. I think I didn't account for the space in between is what happened for how it was so different. And then I decided that I am not going to do the 2.5 squares. I'm going to do 3 and just shy of 3 1/4 because of how I cut that other one. And it's going to work, and they're not going to be squares. I'm just going to cut it the way I want to cut it, and whatever. And yay, I noticed. So fixed, done. Sorry if that made you a little, ooh, what did you do? kind of thing. The mornings. This was before I had to go into work. So early on Friday, going, oh, I gotta get this done. But things were busy. Things happen. So then I'm cutting this one. So it's just a small sliver of my youngest. And yes, I cut my oldest out. She is on one of the pictures for my youngest. This will be for my youngest Christmas book or album for whatever year this is. So she doesn't need to be in all, like the oldest doesn't need to be in all of them, but it's nice to have her in one or two. But this is documenting the youngest's Christmas. Then I was going to use that pattern paper that's there for the banner piece, but I have this ribbon and it's got this gold metallic sparkle, which is also on the Tic Tac Toe board. So why not? And it also has stars on it. So that is part of the row that I want to use. So I was like, huh. And it was sitting on my desk. So I decided I might as well use it. And then I cut the banner in it not the right way. And I'm like, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. Because there is an upper side and a lower side to this. And so on the one side, you see the green stars, and on the other side, you don't. So I kind of wanted the green stars to actually show. So I just recut it on the other side and went, whatever. It's not going to show anyway. And then I'm going to put this up on fun foam and some glue. I have to pull out this is my art glitter glue. I do have Nuvo with my Petunia press, and I need to pull it out of my bag or my bin for where I used it for my class way back in November. But that takes me to stop for a second and do that, which, why would I do that if I can just create? So oh well, I have glue handy, and the art glitter glue is a little thinner than the Nuvo, and so it comes out just fine, and it takes a little bit longer to be sticky, so it doesn't actually clog the nozzle up as much. So that works. And then snip that piece off. And then I thought I'd just put these pictures right up against each other, but it could have worked. It wasn't what I wanted. So I'm just going to put the tiniest bit of between them. So there's literally a sliver. I could have cut that top and bottom down to make it a little bit more even with the sides, but I wasn't going to be fussed about it. So, and then I thought the title could be "Oh What Fun," because this younger kid of mine she is the best person to watch open presents. Just the joy on her face when she does this is it is wonderful, and I enjoy it. So I thought the presents would be good on the bottom, and it actually mimics the presents on the other page. So that's why I decided presents, and they're opening presents. They're literally sitting in front of the tree. So I thought the tree would be a fun addition instead of those big stars. I'm still going to do a whole pile of stars on here, but I thought that would work. And I'm just trying to get out some of these pieces so I can dump the stars because I want the stars. So, and then this is my Christmas themed wood veneer. And so I'm going to take out this reindeer, and I thought about the stocking, but the sleigh is really super cute. And if I'm going to use the reindeer, and then there's a poinsettia, and the ornament is not going to get on here, but the rest of them will. And then I broke the antler while I was moving it, which made it so that I was definitely going to use the deer, because if I didn't use the deer, it would probably go in the garbage because I would lose the piece, and yep, so that works. So I'm going to spread some stuff out, take a look, and not that one, this with that, yep, I like that. Now I'm looking for a journaling bit, so I'm going to pull out all my different labels that I have. So this green one would have worked, but it's just a little on the, I don't know, it's just not quite the right green, but it could have used it. And then I was looking for some other ones, and then I pull out these Ali Edwards sticker ones, and I'm going to use that burgundy red one. It's not a perfect fit, but it does match some of the other tones in the presents and the ribbon, and I'm like, yep, might as well just use it. It's also this same shape as the one in the sketch, because the one in the sketch has like the little corner detail, so I thought why not? And then I am going to look at my iPad for a second to try and figure out lyrics, and so this is what I decided on. We always love watching you open your gifts, as we can see you're having a holly jolly Christmas. That's my song lyric snippet, holly jolly Christmas. I don't know, cop out, maybe. I just couldn't find anything that would suit this kiddo opening her presents on Christmas for lyrics. So I spent a good amount of time looking, and I was like, ugh, nope. And I didn't want to do like wish you Merry Christmas or anything like that. So this is what I ended up with. If I had been smart, I would have done an outside layout, and then I could have used the Let It Snow, but I did not. I think it works. It is in the fun of what it's supposed to be. Is it perfect? Is anything ever perfect? I put some glue down on my page and then just slid that antler into where it's supposed to go and into the glue, because yeah, you can't tell that it's broken now that you look at it, but well, if you looked really closely, probably. And then this fun is going to go up on foam, and that front present is actually on foam too. I don't think I said that, but it is. And then this is just going to overlap on the top two papers like it does in the sketch. In the sketch, that's a lot bigger, but this is going to work for me today. So, and then I'm going to sprinkle stars and sprinkle stars and sprinkle more stars. So obviously the red is not going to show up on the red, so I left those up there. And then I'm like, what else do I have? And then so I get these 7 on. I think it's 7. And then I notice that I have some underneath my paper, and I don't know how I got all of the ones that were under, but that's okay. I'm going to use them too. I have some red ones left over, but I'm going to use most of the other ones. And so in the sketch for Lisa's Scrappa sketch, she has some stars overlapping the pictures in a diagonal. So I am going to add some more, because I was like, oh, right, I wasn't looking at that, and I like that. So I thought maybe the darker ones there, but the red is going to stand out really, really nicely, and I can use 2 of the red ones then. And then here, there's some more. So I get a good diagonal going with the stars with the picture across the pictures. And I think that's pretty cute. I have smaller but more stars than Lisa has on the sketch, but that's totally fine. And then for the bigger ones, I replaced the big ones with a Christmas tree and the big ones on the bottom with the presents and the sleigh, because why not? And then the last bit I needed is to fill in that space a little bit. So I decided I could do fossilized ember spritz in a splatter. And I'm going to bring in this one. Not perfect to show you, but it's there. Just cleaning up some of the splatters I got on the pictures. And then here are some close-ups. So Scrappa sketch and the Facebook group and the website will be linked below, along with the Reindeer Games for at Creative Chaos in Tennessee for Shannon will be linked below. There's also a discount code for Scrappa sketch, so that's on books, printables, and stencils, and it's event 40 in the coupon code. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you. There's a couple other videos here. Like, subscribe, comment. I always get back to you. Again, thank you. Have a great day.